When your purpose is greater than your challenge, then you won't give up. When your purpose is greater, when your passion is greater than the challenge, you won't give up. When you really want something and it means a lot to you, you're not going to give up. You will not give up. As a first generation student, if that legacy really matters, you're not going to give up. If making your parents proud really matters, you're not going to give up. If being the first in your family to graduate really matters, you're not going to give up. If you have a picture of you walking across the stage, a picture of your parents seeing with that diploma, a picture of you being an example for all the other first generation students at Wichita State University, all the other first generations all across the country. If one day you come back and you give the same message, keep that picture and that vision, you'll continue to push through. And this is just not just motivation. This is not just inspiration. This actually happened in my life. See, it was about 9 years ago when I was living in Long Beach, California. And this was the building I was living in. And I was working out one day because I lived right by the beach. And I came back home. And all of a sudden, I had this inspiration. You know, I want to get my doctoral degree. And so I began to pursue. I began to apply. And I got accepted to Nova Southeastern University to attain a doctoral degree in organizational leadership. And I was so excited because I'm on this journey. I'm getting ready to get my doctoral degree. I've always wanted to do this. And I was ready. And I remember about 2 years in, we had to go to Disney World, which is not bad at all, by the way, because we had to go there for this conference. There was a conference where you got to meet with your dissertation chair. You got to learn more about how you're going to write your dissertation. So the whole weekend was revolved around this dissertation. And that was my biggest fear. Like the classes were cool. The classes were easy, not easy, but they were, I was able to function. But it was this dissertation that freaked me out. I was like, man, this dissertation, because it really didn't make no sense. I really didn't understand. It was just, I had to really wrap my head around it. And I remember I had this action. I want to know, what are the qualities that make a great president? Man, that'd be so good right now, by the way, right? That was why I wanted to do this big old great dissertation. And so I go to talk to my dissertation chair, and he's like, no, that's too big. You can't do that. That's too much. Don't do that. You got to shrink it. You got to make it small. And I'm like, I really wanted to do this, but my father always told me, don't argue, just listen. I'm going to say it again. Don't argue, just listen. So I didn't argue. I listened, but I was confused, y'all. I was like, what am I going to do? I didn't know what to do. I was like, I've been working, I've been envisioning, and I was like, just what am I going to do? And I honestly was lost. I think it's one of the few times in life I didn't have no idea what to do. And so I remember I called my dad, and I get on the phone with my dad, and I'm like, Dad, and my dad was always a motivator. He was like, son, you got to get this dissertation done, son. You can do it. And so I called my dad, and my dad is like, he's like, Josh, just pray about it. And, God is going to give you an answer. And I said, okay, but I still don't know what to do. And so I remember I got the phone with him, and I prayed. I said, I need an answer. And as I'm thinking about it, I'm just kind of like in a sad place, right? Because I'm like, man, I had this vision to have a doctoral degree. I wanted to leave a legacy for my kids. And I had all these dreams and all these reasons why this mattered to me. I literally have a little debt right now, and I want to make sure I pay this. I want to make sure that I make this debt worth it, right? I want to have a diploma. I want to just be, I have debt and never got my degree, and all these thoughts are going through my mind. But I'm visioning. I'm saying one day I'm going to get a doctoral degree, and I'm reminding myself. And so because I'm reminding myself of this vision, and I'm reiterating this in my mind, and I'm excited about it, all of a sudden I'm getting energized. I'm like, okay, I can do this. I can do this. I can do this. And lo and behold, within about 48 hours, it hit me. Ding, ding! Retention, transformational leadership. How does transformational leadership affect the retention of millennial virtual volunteers? I had an idea. So I told my chair like, sounds good. I'm like, yes. I figured it out. I had no idea what to do, but I had a vision and I had purpose. And somehow, by having a vision or a purpose, the how began to appear. And ladies and gentlemen, 3 years later, I walked across the stage and I received my doctoral degree in organizational leadership. Mind you, remember, I was ready to throw in the towel. I was ready to give up. I was like, I don't know what in the world am I doing, but the vision and the purpose inspired me and enabled me to persevere, to endure, and not to give up. You say, why did you tell me this story? I told you this story because if you're going to be resilient, number one, you got to create and write down a vision. create and write it down. It's not enough just to create it, write it down. What is your vision? You got to write it down. If you haven't written it down yet, you got work to do. Write down the vision. Well, what if it changes? It may change, but you still want to write down the vision. Secondly, write down 7 reasons why the vision matters. Why does it matter? If you want to be a doctor, why? If you want to be a future veterinarian, why? If you want to be a future executive, why? If you want to be a future teacher, why? If you just want to graduate, why? Write down the reasons why. And then every day, every week, review your vision. Review your vision. Review your vision. Review your vision. So you keep that vision in your mind. You keep that inspiration in your mind. So when it gets tough, that's the vision. When it gets rough, that's the vision. Man, craziness, but one day, I'm going to graduate. This is what helps people to move forward. This is why people succeed. This is why people thrive. This is why people do more than they ever imagined. Because it first starts with a vision. I tell people all the time, you will only go as far as what you can see. You know, the old quote was this, aim for, I believe, the moon. If you don't hit the moon, you'll hit the stars. I hope I said that right. But ultimately, you got to dream big, envision big, expand your mind. Because there's great potential in you. There's great opportunity in you. But you have to dream. You have to envision and then write it down. And then have your set of reasons why. And then you have to go after it. Number 2,